part of why the hotels are kind of pissed off at the workers here is that for all the housing that is demolished to build luxury hotels, the hotel in question would have to pay some sort of tax towards affordable housing.
Another story that you've been following is the American Political Science Association, and the way that I've thought about it ever since it started started being a controversy on Twitter.com is like scabbing but WOKELY. I mean, it's basically how they're going about this. Can you give what is your understanding of what's been going on? And they just had their conference last week, right?
Yeah, on Labor Day weekend, of all things. Incredible.
Yeah,
go on.
No. Go ahead. The reason that they're scabbing is because there is a hotel worker strike. So talk to us first, I guess, on background. Unite Here is striking in Los Angeles. What's that about?
Yeah. So something like 15,000 hotel workers have been engaged in a contract fight that has gotten very, very dirty with something like 45 properties across the Los Angeles and broader Southern California area. This is Unite Here Local 11. And Unite Here is often willing to wage, very public showdowns against their employers. And in the hotel industry, when the employer is refusing to sort of agree to some of these key demands, that often means calling boycotts on hotels, otherwise kind of pushing people and organizations not to give their business to the employer that is being intransigent. It is worth saying that a couple of the key things that the hotel workers are sort of demanding or proposing in their negotiations include not just raises to keep up with the incredible cost of living in Southern California, but there's really an issue of housing. And part of why the hotels are kind of pissed off at the workers here is that Unite Here has been insisting on actually raising certain housing issues at the bargaining table. They want the hotels to sign on to certain referendums that they're pushing, which would be, for instance, for all the housing that is demolished to build luxury hotels, the hotel in question would have to pay some sort of tax towards affordable housing. Things like this to try to start to address the incredible housing crisis in the area. I talked to one of the co-president of the local when I was in Los Angeles, and she said, she's never even seen what is now happening among her membership, which is they're sharing rooms on shifts. So that you have people sort of sharing a room, and I get to sleep for 8 hours while you're on your hotel shift. And then you come back and you use my bed and I go work my shift. Like, it is truly a crisis for these. And these are union workers, right? Wow. So this is really bad. So that's the state of things. One hotel has agreed and reached a TA with the union. Otherwise, everyone has been holding out. So that's what led to this conflict with the academics was, APSA is the name of their organization, the American Political Science Association. And they were holding their annual conference at which, something like 6,000 academics were expected to attend. One of the bigger conferences that were slated to happen at one of the struck hotels. And so Unite Here Local 11 appealed to them, as they have been to almost every kind of organization and high profile person, to relocate the conference, either online or at the one hotel that has reached an agreement. And to be clear, I mean, the really embarrassing thing for the academics is like Vanderpump Rules did this. They relocated, various kind of like organizations and productions that are not radically politically progressive. It's just, it was understood that this is the right thing to do. The academics did not do this. So APSA, as you said, sort of woke scabbing, they ended up putting out a statement saying, this would affect our, underrepresented and younger scholars too much. We can't do that to them, nor the local businesses that benefit from our presence in Los Angeles. And it would just be, the cost would be too much for us to cancel. And so they basically went on with the conference. It was, I couldn't believe they actually went on. At this point, it was something like the majority of the members backed out individually, which was great to see all these academics, saying, of course I'm not crossing a picket line. And yet they still had the conference. It must have been a terrible conference if no one was there.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the thing is like, if I was an APSA member, one, I obviously not going to cross a picket line. But then even if I was like half tempted, the fact that the presenters were willing to cross the picket line is, I'm just not super interested in what these people have to say about politics.
Right.
They're crossing a picket line. But they did, we're fair and balanced here on this program. And so one of the things, and I think it was APSA put out a handy tip to avoid crossing a picket line. They said that in one case, there's a door around back. So you just totally resolve the issue, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got to say, academics are not sending their best. This is a real, it's making them look exactly like, I think, we think of academics in the worst light, as just incredible to say, at least just say you're crossing the picket line. Instead, you're like, well, technically we're respecting it. And also we're doing this on behalf of the underprivileged scholars. Like, shut up.
Was that actually, because I remember the tweet, but I don't remember the author. Was that actually direction from the APSA?
No, it wasn't. It was another, it was some academic, It was related to a particular university. It was like some department was directing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. But I saw
that. Let's not slander the great organization that is APSA.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. We, like I said, fair and balanced. But yeah, so glad they were able to, glad at least somebody was able to resolve this contradiction about crossing a picket line. You just got to go around back. That's all you got to do. So.
You just fly in on a helicopter and you get dropped.
There you go. There you go. There's all sorts of creative ways, and that's why these people are so much smarter than the rest of us. That's what these big fancy degrees.
So that degree taught. There you go.
There you go. Teaches you how to think, not just what to think. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project. And you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm. Which side are you on?